Wheel of governance will continue to run in Rivers State, and Governor Fubara, the executive governor of Rivers State, will continue to drive that wheel of governance in Rivers State. These cases originated even before these people cross-carpeted on where the budget should be presented, which led them to the issue of getting a judgment that said allocation of the state should be freezed in enforcement of that particular judgment. This issue and development today has not decided the ongoing and pending matter on the legitimacy or legality of that illegal decamment by those sacked Pro-Wike lawmakers, which is currently, as I speak now, ongoing at the Court of Appeal. Because there's one issue that have not been resolved. That these people left the People's Democratic Party to the Action or Progressive Congress APC with the belief that they will get support to illegally impede the government. But when that did not work, they kept on running from one court to another. So all they are trying to do is to find the legitimacy to claim that they are lawmakers. That's why they keep running from one place to another. So that is why that matter have not been decided. It was not even decided by the Supreme Court. That matter is the Court of Appeal. So, yes, Supreme Court has delivered a judgment today. We will study it and understand how they arrive at those conclusions and what were the declaration. But one thing I want to say is that the opposition coalition is categorically saying and clearly saying that wheel of governance will continue to run. Because their intention is to block governance, to create anarchy, to create commotion and confusion in Rivers State. But governance will continue to run and will continue to fight and battle over this matter until the Supreme Court decides on the legitimacy of that cross-carpeting from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress APC. When that is decided, then we'll now know the next line of action. There is nothing these Pro-Wike people can do that will dampen the morale of Governor Fubara, that will dampen the morale of the opposition coalition. There is nothing. We are fighting for constitutionalism. We are fighting in defense of democracy. You think you go and starve people of Rivers State their statutory allocation, which is a federation share that is constitutional, so that there will be crisis, hospitals will have no drugs, people will be dying on the street. That will not happen. That will not happen. Governor Fubara is a political tactician and a Democrat to the core, and I can tell you that the wheel of governance will continue to run. We will surprise them. Things will continue to run effectively and efficiently. And that issue, that our belief and our conviction that there are no lawmakers, that there are no longer lawmakers, succeed and will continue to run until such a time that appeal court case that is ongoing now decides whether they did the right thing by cross-carpeting or not. Because it was that issue, that legitimacy battle, that led to the issue of what is left of that House of Assembly presiding. It was a fate that they foisted on us by not allowing the by-election to hold. And that is why we're still at the appeal court. And until such a time we finish in the appeal court and go to the Supreme Court, that is when this matter, one can say that this matter has been conclusively laid to rest. These were not the issues that were decided today. They can go to the public and say whatever they like, but all I can tell them is that the wheel of governance will continue to run. There is nothing these Pro-Wike people can do that will dampen the morale of Governor Fubara, that will dampen the morale of the opposition coalition. There is nothing. We are fighting for constitutionalism. We are fighting in defense of democracy. You think you go and starve people of Rivers State their statutory allocation, which is a federation share that is constitutional, so that there will be crisis, hospitals will have no drugs, people will be dying on the street. That will not happen. That will not happen. Governor Fubara is a political tactician and a Democrat to the core, and I can tell you that the wheel of governance will continue to run. We will surprise them. Things will continue to run effectively and efficiently. And that issue, that our belief and our conviction that there are no lawmakers, that there are no longer lawmakers, succeed and will continue to run until such a time that appeal court case that is ongoing now decides whether they did the right thing by cross-carpeting or not. Because it was that issue, that legitimacy battle, that led to the issue of what is left of that House of Assembly presiding. It was a fate that they foisted on us by not allowing the by-election to hold. And that is why we're still at the appeal court. And until such a time we finish in the appeal court and go to the Supreme Court, that is when this matter, one can say that this matter has been conclusively laid to rest. These were not the issues that were decided today. They can go to the public and say whatever they like, but all I can tell them is that the wheel of governance will continue to run.
So what do you think? Because this is Ugochinyere responding to the Supreme Court ruling today, and it's taking a different twist because when you read the news, the interpretation from the Pro-Wike Lawmakers lawyer is that um, the Supreme Court has nullified the local government election, which that truly reads, because he pointed out a few things that were done wrongly. Number one is the fact that there wasn't enough time given for notification by statutory law. It was meant to be about 90 days, which was not done. Secondly, the names of the voters were not fully and properly publicized. And then on that basis, it was invalidated. What that really means, in essence, is that Rivers State would have to conduct another local government election, plain and simple. The second part is that the ruling is saying that the CBN should stop giving Rivers State their allocation from the federal government moving forward until such a time has decided or whatnot, or the lawmakers are reinstated. But what Ugochinyere is actually saying, in essence, is that they need to study the ruling, but the cases are still pending. So it not matter what the Pro-Wike lawmakers interpret it to be. What literally counts is that the case is still in court, and it still invalidates the fact that these guys try to cross carpet. I mean, the Pro-Wike lawmakers, former Speaker Martin Amowole, and the other 26 others as they cross carpeted. So that's his interpretation of it. And if you watch an earlier video we posted, you would see one of the local government chairman. I think one is from the Equere local government he mentioned. And he did mention this particular gentleman's name, Ugochinyere, here as well, saying that he can say whatever he wants to say, but this Ugochinyere tends to be one of the biggest thorn in the flesh of Wike and his 27 pro lawmakers. But again, leave us a comment. What do you think? How do you think this will eventually play out? What do you think about the happenings in the Rivers State House of Assembly and the Rivers State government? How do you think that Wike is influencing this? Do you think that the Supreme Court also rendered the right judgment, or you think it's a corrupt judgment? Let us know as you watch this, and obviously put your comments in the comment section, and also most importantly subscribe, so help us continue to share this awareness. What we want is a better Nigeria. What we want is a country that works for everybody, where the Supreme Court has their own, or the judiciary system has its own independence from the influence of the executive or from politicians, so that they can give proper and just judgment, and that the people of the nation can trust. Because as you can see, and as you very well know, our judicial system is already corrupt and compromised by our politicians, and which is one thing we need to stop. So please like, share, subscribe, and that's because your subscription helps us to continue to do this work until we have a better Nigeria as we work towards 2027. Thanks as always. God bless you. Bye for now.